Okay, last week we did a ribeye and we got a really big flame out in the Koda 16 outdoor pizza oven. So this week I'm going to do another ribeye, and this time I'm going to trim all the fat off and see if I reduce the amount of fat. That should reduce the amount of fat then in the grizzler uh, plate, and then there'd be less to flame up. So let's see if this actually works the way I think. Right now, I turned the Ooni oven up on high for about 10 minutes, and I've just turned down the oven to low setting. And when I took the temperature, it was about 700 degrees in the middle of the grizzler plate. So this clearly does not have as much fat as the one we had last week, but the first ribeye we did was really it was really fatty. So let's see if we can get a little bit better result here. Avoid the flare up. Don't want to call the fire department. I'm using one of Lori's knives, one of her boning knives. She could do this a lot better. I'm taking a little bit of meat off with it, unfortunately, but okay, I think that's about good. So let's see, how much fat did I take off? So that much fat has been removed. So let's see how that works for us. And now what I like, I use a little bit of Montreal. And then I'm using some canola oil instead of extra virgin olive oil, because maybe this will have a higher smoke point or flash point. Okay, so now I'm going to move this to the side. And then here's the standoff for the Ooni platter, and then the Ooni gloves, a must-have. Now, when I put these in, I like to bring a little bit, I lift it while it's still in case I don't have these handles in properly. And we'll put it on this. Oh, listen to that sizzle. And then again, I always lift it up to make sure those handles are secure. And in it goes. And let's see, do I have a countdown timer? I think I'm just going to kind of keep an eye on it. Oh, Lori's here. You want to give me a minute? So clearly last time, and we'll put a link to the first video with the first ribeye, it was really flaming out. Most of the videos I've seen of people doing steaks have been New York, and that's a leaner cut. We'll do one of those eventually, and then we'll also do probably some fillets. Now I've got everything on low, so the cooking time might take a little bit longer, but that's okay. So far so good. At this point, in the other attempt, we were flaming. Yeah. Okay, Lori. Good idea, Lori. Minute and a half. And actually, as I'm watching the steak from out here, you can kind of see it cooking up from the bottom and cooking down from the top. So that's pretty cool. Okay. The boss says a minute and a half. She's the real cook. I'm just a pretender. Again, I put the handles in, and then I lift up while it's in there to make sure those handles are secure. Oh, look at that. Okay, if you give me another... Alright, Lori's got the timer going. And we do have a meat thermometer. We're going to see if we can get about 125, 135, because we're going to let it rest a little bit. I think you'll have enough time, but you know, let me get the steak out while you're here, and I want to focus on one thing at a time. Right now, we're just timing the steak. Okay, we'll go 90. Huh? All right, Lori tells me okay. We'll do another 90. So again, I put these handles in, make sure I lift up, secure, and then I bring it out. Now, turn this thing on. Okay, it's on. Interesting. I don't know if this is a good thermometer. When it first goes in, I get 126 and 117. What do you think? Let it rest or go a little more? Okay. In it goes for another 30 seconds or so. But we already achieved what we were looking to achieve. When we first used the Grizzler plate, I know I wasn't thinking about all the fattiness on the edge of the ribeye and how that would... It's been 30 seconds. Okay. Do you want to check this, sweetheart? See, the first one is 120, and then it gets
Well, yeah, because
more into the center.
The center is
Okay.
so it's about 110, so it needs to go up a little bit.
A little more?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Maybe another one. We could put it there.
Yeah, Lori just pointed out a key point. I made a decision this time to cook at the lowest temperature. So we have one more ribeye, and now that we demonstrated that we can cook it without getting a grease fire in there by trimming off the fat.
I'm going to wash this.
I need to know 30 seconds.
I'm going to wash it.
As long as you tell me when 30 seconds are up.
No, I think it maybe needs to go another minute. Maybe 20 seconds.
Okay. We were a little bit well done last time. You think? Okay. Lori, can you just stay here until the minute is... And then I don't think we put it in anymore, huh?
You could put it.
Because when it rests, it's gonna... Are we good to go?
No. Okay.
Okay. All right. There we go. Ribeye steak. We'll let that rest. And we'll be back. Well, Lori came out and she sliced the ribeye for me and plated it, and it looks fantastic. So for attempt number 2 of a ribeye steak, it turned out really well. Taking the excess fat off certainly helped. We didn't have any flare-up. Maybe I cooked it at a little bit too much of a low heat, so I have another ribeye. When I cook that one, I'll turn the heat up a bit, maybe to the medium heat setting, and we'll give that a try. But this steak looks really good. I like the char on the outside, looks really good. So we're going to sit down and have a meal right now, and then cook some pizzas later on in the Ooni Koda 16 outdoor pizza oven. Thanks for stopping in at our channel. If you have any comments, feel free, or questions, leave them below in the comments, and we'll respond back. Thanks.